Cut out all the pattern pieces from the fabric. Mark all notches and darts. Prepare all 4 front elements. The entire bodice will be finished with a facing, which is why we have 4 front pieces. Cut off 1 centimeter from 2 front pieces and mark them with chalk or pins so you don't confuse them later. This will be the place to sew the loops. Press fusible interfacing strips of approximately 1.5 centimeters width on all center fronts. Sew the darts. Pay attention to how I'm stitching them, this will help the dart lay better on the bust. To prevent the neckline from stretching out, set the longest stitch on the machine and baste the neckline on all the front pieces. Cut off the excess from the darts, leaving about 1 centimeter of seam allowance. Press the darts. Now we will sew the shoulder straps. Fold the strap in half and sew. Cut off the corners and turn the straps right side out. Press the straps and they are ready. Now prepare 4 back side pieces and 4 back pieces. Press interfacing strips on the back neckline. Sew the back pieces together. Prepare one front with the previously cut seam allowance, with the place for the loops, and one original, the place for sewing the buttons. Sew them to the back. Repeat these steps with the second set of bodice. Cut one part of the skirt in half and press interfacing strips on the center front. Sew it to the other part of the skirt and finish the sides with an overlock or zigzag stitch. Gather the skirt at the waist. I used a gathering foot, but if you don't have one, just sew the waist of the skirt with 3 parallel stitches and pull the threads from the bobbin to gather it. Sew the skirt to one of the bodices. Sew on the straps, 2 on the front of the dress at the notch and 2 on the back of the dress on the back side right at the seam. Prepare a loop tape. If you can't get one, you can use a round elastic and sew it at equal distances or make loops from fabric. My tape had too many loops, so I simply cut off the unnecessary ones. Mark the point on the neckline where the front and neckline seams will meet and place first loop a few millimeters from that point. Now prepare the skirt facing, press the fusible interfacing and finish the edges with an overlock or zigzag stitch. Sew the facing to the bodice. Now place the facing right sides together with the dress. Pin all the edges and sew the facing to the dress. Cut the corners on the fronts and notch the armholes. Turn the facing to the right side. Understitch the neckline and closure. Press all edges. Now we will finish the facing on the left side. Simply fold the seam allowance and pin it. Hand sew the edge to the skirt. Mark the button placement, overlap the dress by 1 cm and align the waistline seams evenly. Mark the center of the first buttonhole with a pin, then measure the distance between the centers of the loops and mark the rest with pins. Sew the buttons. The skirt is cut from a half circle and will likely slightly stretch on the bias, so we need to level it out. Measure the skirt by laying the tape measure perpendicular to the waistline. Cut off any excess fabric from the skirt. Fold the skirt facing and the skirt right sides together, and sew them together with a 1 cm seam allowance. Finish the entire edge of the skirt using an overlocker, zigzag stitch, or hem tape. Cut the corners of the facing and fold the skirt edge up by 1 cm, then sew it in place. Congratulations, the dress is now ready.